Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some War Thunder. And today we are, wow, that's probably the most ambitious intro I've ever done. That aside, today we're going to be looking at some British tanks, and this is a post-commentary. I was playing with my friend Roger. You can probably hear me in the background, but the reason why, if you're wondering why the clip volume is going to be so low, is because it won't record his voice for some reason. Otherwise, I would have had both our audios in and completely thrown away this post commentary. So that aside, first tank we're going to be looking at is the 3-inch gun carriage, or the Churchill gun carriage, whatever way you want to say it, which is really nice tank destroyer. I will admit, it's a very, very nice tank destroyer. But it has really good turn rate. Its armor is pretty decent until you get to like the higher tiers. The gun on it's not all too bad. I think I want to say like the M4's cannon. I want to say it's like the M4's cannon but longer. So it is pretty decent. Not the best, but it is pretty decent. It doesn't have any other ammo types though, other than ones you see down at the bottom. It only has one AP type and one HE type. So that is a downside to it. Its turn rate is absolutely amazing, as you'll see later on. It can turn very well. But as my friend Roger up ahead is going to get himself into a very bad situation. But anyway, the tanks we're going to be looking at today is going to be, of course, the 3-inch gun mortar carriage, the Cromwell 5, and the Cromwell 1. Now, in this game, I actually got quite a few hate messages afterwards. I got 3 hate messages from 2 people. One person said, reported, fucking hacker. The other dude said, just hacker. And so, that was that. So, stay tuned to see what actually happens. This game was, as you guys know, for those who do play War Thunder, Advance to the Rhine, which I think is this map, is really not the best of maps. It is very small, and considering this is on Conquest, it only has 1 point. So, well, actually, now I say that, Conquest has an issue. Since there is 1 point, everybody decides to want to be a lemming and head straight towards that point, ignoring the people that are smart that flank around. Granted, I'm guilty of going to the point at the moment, but look at the tank I'm in. I'm not a flanker tank. Plus, I wanted to help out Roger. So, anyway, seeing another 3-inch gun carriage, decide to put one right into his front and one to the back, finishing him off. That aside, I decided to move up to Roger and help him out with his repair. But I do believe he does get taken out right here by that Churchill, or not Churchill, but Valentine. Funny thing is, I was like, "Hey, I got you, buddy," and and he dies, and then I kill him afterwards. But anyway, you can see on how tough this 3-inch gun carriage is on how much artillery damage I'm taking, and nothing's going down. Now I'm doing sort of a cheeky tactic against the M4 because I know I can penetrate his turret cheeks. So I was just waiting for the crew to swap out after I killed the initial so I could just get the crew kill. Kind of a cheeky tactic, but hey, it gets the job done. But then I see the BT-7, decide to fire on the BT-7, and I hit a Panzer IV. Surprisingly, there's actually a Panzer IV in front of him. That aside, I think my team decides they want to push up and take that out. Just to be forewarned, this game was a loss, by the way, but it was actually a pretty good game on my part. Everybody else on my team was just terrible. Roger didn't even have the best of games because he doesn't like this map. I mean, I can't say, I like it, I love the detail in it, but it could be larger. And I think that's where it dies out for me. But look at that, getting taken out by a T-34E, big surprise, you know. T-34 seemed to kill everything. That's been one of the main complaints me and Roger have been having as of late. It's just the T-34s are so powerful. We're even making fun of like, oh hey look, a Tiger 1 come on the court, pff, whatever. Oh my god, T-34E, run away. That's pretty much what it is. T-34s are nothing to mess with because for some reason they're extremely accurate. The round that they get is extremely bullshit. It's where it penetrates and it's on a time fuse. So when it penetrates, it has like a half-second delay or something like that, and so it explodes inside your tank. And it's just really BS. It's actually all it is. It's pure BS. But also, I'm showing off here the Cromwell 5. This wasn't the best game I had in the Cromwell 5. I know my last video I showed it off and was a little bit better of gameplay, but this one just I didn't do too well in. I did take some nasty damage right in the beginning facing this other Cromwell 5. And getting a really odd shot on his tracks as well. I don't know how that happened. Thankfully, though, Panzer IV saving the day. But as you'll notice in this game, there is just an absolute crap load of T-34s. I think there's like 4 of them on our team and like 3 of them on theirs. No, actually, I'd say that. We had this. Me and Roger had this game where the first thing we saw was like 6 T-34s on the enemy team. It was just stupid amount. I mean, it's just ugh, disgusting by how many there were. And that's where it comes in the thing. Like, you know, it's really cool to see like some of these other tanks, even with, you know, I think I said this on my Battlefield video I did recently. It's cool to see, as I'm getting a few artillery kills, some of these underplayed tanks, such as take like some of the German tanks, for example. Not many people play as the Panzer IIIs except where they have to get the Tiger. Or, for example, the M10 Wolverine over there. Not many people play. I think out of my entire time, I've only seen like a handful of like the Achilles, which is the British Wolverine. But when it comes down to, like, let's say the T-34s, everybody owns one. And that's just kind of where it sucks. But getting a post-mortem kill, though, on that M10, because he didn't have any fire prevention equipment, he did kill me, but I did end up killing him back. But on to the Cromwell 1. And this is where I take off completely. And this is also where I got the hate messages. Unfortunately, it doesn't show them in game, but they weren't in the chat. Somebody set up like a private chat and just, or actually both the guys did, just to send me these messages. I'm like, all right then, just gonna completely ignore you and continue on with the next game. But anyway, I think Roger's down to his last tank. He's down to his Panzer IIIL now, and surprisingly, he seems to do better in his Panzer IIIs than he does his Panzer IVs for some reason. No idea why. Also, Panzer IIIs and the Panzer IV F2 and the Panzer IV G have, for me, the same battle rating. But for Roger, his is displaying his Panzer IV G is like a battle rating of a 4.3. For me, it's a 3.7. So I don't know what's going on there. I've had this issue before with the BF-09G2, the Romanian BF-09G2. And, yeah, it was just one of those stupid things where it showed a different battle rating and completely different stats. So, I didn't know which one was correct, and so he actually took his off his lineup because of how bad of games we're getting. That guy that I just killed there, that was one of the guys that sent me a hate message. The Stug dude did as well, I think. I think it was either him or the Valentine I killed later. But anyway, coming up behind a KV-1, he has no idea there's a Cromwell and Panzer IV behind him. And it wasn't until I set him afire and shoot the back of his turret that he finally realizes there's somebody behind him. But just trying to get a few shots in the ammo rack of his didn't work, so I decided to get shot in that turret ring and killed the last crew member. But anyway, I think Roger's out of the match now. I think, yeah, that was his last tank. And so I'm pretty much on my own here. There's not many of us left. I thought this game was, or I was going to die right here from this M4. And surprisingly, I don't know how I managed to survive that shot that he fired at me right there. I thought I was entirely dead. But as he's still trying to line up the next shot, my gunner does revive or does come back alive or is no longer unconscious, and I get a shot off right on his turret. Boom, right there. I took, I think, 3 shots from him, and I bet you he had to have been pissed. But anyway, I'm repairing currently, and I knew that he was repairing as well, so I had to make this strike really quick, as I now only have 3 crew left. My driver, my loader, and commander getting a shot off, finishing him off by killing the last crew available. Again, getting some amazing shots here, and no idea how I'm doing this, considering I'm just doing drive-bys. And coming up to a few more tanks, actually, excuse me, Burp City, pretty much the entire enemy team, and coming across him and getting a nice shot off on that M4, exploding his fuel tank and ammo rack. Another tank right there. Boom, gone. F2, out of the game. Now I did notice I was getting shot from behind, so I decided to do a Tokyo Drift tank maneuver onto a Valentine, and boom! Taking out his crew. Yep, that was Valentine dude just sent me a hate message. And I can see why. But that is the weak spot of the Valentine, is that little frontal plate right there, so you do have to be careful. But anyway, coming across the T-34, the dreaded dreaded T-34, and well, I tried getting a shot off on that frontal plate, thinking I had a good angle on him, but of course, knowing that stupid T-34 armor, as far as able to reload, he finishes me off. T-34E STZ, like I haven't been killed by those 1,000 times. But anyway, guys, that is the end of my tanks, or my pretty much rampage spree. There's those hate messages up there in the corner, just 2 of them that came in at the moment. And that was one of the guys. After I recorded this video, I got another hate message right after. Believe me, on the top with 12 kills, 42 hits. Fairly happy about that. And I'll see you guys next episode. A good